How's it going, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Fantasy Baseball Dynasty Podcast. I'm your host, Keith Demolder. The commish is in the house. We are halfway through, and it is ironic that we're here live on the pod because we're on day three of our fantasy matchup. We're putting the matchup away. We're not talking about it. Baseball's off the screen. Nick Beach, how are we doing today?
Good. I'm doing good. I don't know if I can like fully put the matchup away while I'm here, but I did turn the baseball off for now. I was getting a little too edgy. So let's do this thing.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. It's another edition of the podcast. We're halfway through week 11, a 22-week season. Without further ado, let's get into it. So, obviously, this is the podcast. Let's get into some general MLB talk. First thing I wanted to talk about is just some bad scoring changes. I know you and I have talked about this in general of just some changes, like whether that be bad errors, things like that. I'm just curious, like how have you been kind of boned by the official score changing or maybe even keeping an original call?
Um, the one that hurt me last week was I was playing against Alec and he had Langoliers who had a two-homer game against the Cubs, except one of them was an inside the park home run given to him off a routine fly ball to Pete Crow Armstrong that PCA lost in the lights. And it was like so evident that he could not find the ball and he would have been an easy play, an easy out, XBA of 000, as they say. And he just like couldn't find the ball and it like rolled all the way to the wall or whatever. And then Langoliers got an inside the park homer. So that was whatever 6 points or however many runs ended up happening there that I could have lived to not been sweating through Alec and I's matchup on Sunday. That was a bad one. I don't understand that at all. That how can we not correct that to an error?
Yeah, or at least like call it a single and then scored on an error.
Yeah, yeah,
I
right.
think
What's been a bad one for you lately?
I don't know if there's been a ton. I guess like the most recent one, which was in our match the other day, was Evan Carter's bonehead plays in center field, where yes, technically it's not an error because I mean a lot of it I feel like for the official scores is did the ball hit his mitt? And no, it didn't hit his mitt, but he made a terrible play on the ball. Could have caught it if he took a better route, but it goes over his head. Or, it's like that Nelson Cruz like bad defensive play in the World Series, if you remember that back in the day,
I
where he
do.
just like trying to go for it on the wall and just completely whiffs that. Again, I get it's not a traditional error, but those ones really piss me off because it's just bad defense. Or even today with Austin Riley, the run didn't come home, but he, throws a terrible throw in the dirt and like they rule it as a hit instead of an error, which it just annoys me like that bad defense where like a guy, like that Langoliers home run, it's a fly ball that wasn't caught that anybody else would catch, but you're gonna call it a hit. This seems kind of ridiculous to me.
Yeah, yeah. That those Evan Carter ones were right in the zone of like it would have been a tough play if he made the play. So they like can't rule it an error. But I think ones that are even more frustrating are when the play is not that difficult to the eyes and they still don't make the play and it's still ruled a hit. Those ones really grind my gears.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, they happen to all of us. We're on the wrong end of a lot of them. And you'd think like over the span of a season, like your opponents experience as many as you do, but when you're fighting for a playoff spot, every one of them hurts.
that's right. That's right. I agree. Another thing we've seen is a lot of teams, that are good end up becoming bad, and teams that are bad end up becoming good. Kind of an Uno reverse card as of late. The main team we've been talking about is the Philadelphia Phillies, who couldn't seem to buy a run. We're getting blown out in the opposite direction, and now they're blowing other teams out. Curious on the first team that comes to mind. Is it the Phillies or is it maybe even somebody else?
Yeah, definitely the Phillies. They did the thing that they did a few years ago where they just fired the manager and got an instant bump from it. It's funny because they fired Girardi a few years ago to hire Rob Thompson and just got instantly got the bump. Now they fired Rob Thompson and got the same thing. Um, yeah, the Phillies are one of those teams I like hear about them all the time on Twitter from following my Philadelphia pages or whatever. And I just like don't take anything they do like too drastically one way or the other because I know at the end of the season they're probably going to have 90 wins. But I also don't like see them as a serious title contender. But yeah, they were for a second there, they were like one of the most abysmal lineups in the league, and now they're just like back to being the Phillies. It is a long year though, and it's weird that like we follow this sport where at some point during the season, every MLB fan base goes through a period where they hate the team they're watching. It's like I feel like the only fan base that experiences like the inverse of that is the Dodgers because they just know that if they sleepwalk through a few weeks or a month, they're still going to be the best team in the playoffs. But yeah, obviously the Padres are on the end of bad team right now. They're not a lot of fun.
Yeah, they've just been absolutely garbage. And yeah, I mean, you could have that Tatis walk-off home run today, but they're three of their last 10. They've lost 7 games in the last 10 games, and it's not fun baseball. I mean, this was a team that was leading the NL West, and now they are. I didn't even watch the game today. Like I had a chance, and I just chose to not watch them.
I actually did watch today, and I haven't watched a lot of them lately.
Really? Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I
Maybe
did.
maybe
I saw the walk off.
maybe you need to watch a little bit more these days, huh?
No, no, I'll pass.
Final topic of our general MLB talk. I know when you last came on the pod, a lot of our discussion we had on teams we like, teams we don't like, and a team you were very high on was the Chicago White Sox, who are currently, as we stand right now, 36 and 31 among tops in the AL, but mainly atop of the AL Central. You picked that one right. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant this year, I feel like.
Yeah, yeah, I was really bullish on their lineup. I think that the argument against them would have been A, pitching, which hasn't been great, and B, that their lineup was unproven. But I feel like when you find a collection of guys that just have that much raw power and can hit that many homers, you're gonna score enough runs to be in the mix. And last year, 2025, I actually thought that team was going to be the A's, and they regressed a bit, and their pitching was also really bad. But the White Sox have this like youth, good vibes. Nailed the big free agent signing with Murakami thing. And yeah, I'm pleased with them. They should definitely like be trying to trade for a pitcher or multiple of them at the deadline. And I think that um it's really confounding why more teams didn't want to sign Murakami. I don't get that at all. It's like this guy had so much raw power in Japan, and the argument against him was he was going to have too much swing and miss, as if that didn't deter teams on all sorts of other players. Like, why was that such a big problem? We know this guy has tons of raw power. I can't believe more good teams didn't want to sign him for more money.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, yeah, he does strike out a decent amount, but at the same token, yeah, like Kyle Schwarber strikes out the most in the league, and
Right.
everyone wants a Kyle Schwarber.
Cal
So
Raleigh, like, what are we doing?
I don't get it, but I agree with you. I think it's a really young lineup for sure. You got Chase Mejias, you got all these young guys, Sam Antonacci, our guy, but then I feel like what really makes this team good is the fact that they have so many guys they just called up who are making immediate impacts.
They do.
I mean, we just saw Jacob Gonzalez, his first home run the other day, batting 308 right now. Braden Montgomery, your dog, I believe, right? Or
No, no,
no, no, no.
Chifa.
Colson Montgomery's your guy, but
Yeah.
yeah, Braden Montgomery, another minor leaguer. Yeah, I couldn't remember if you had both of them for some reason, but
No, I think the conversation we had about that was when we had our first year player draft or whatever. I said that I took Braden Montgomery off my board because I didn't want two White Sox Montgomerys. I just felt like they couldn't both be good, but maybe they can.
That's right. That's right. Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha. But yeah, they had so much, raw talent, even just in the minors, like these AAA guys, Riku Nishida. Yeah, he might not be like the best fantasy player, but he's been fun to watch. I mean, his first 2 games, he was on our team, throwing out guys from the outfield. Even a guy like Randall Grichuk, who doesn't play every day, not really a great player in the last couple years. He's batting 316 right now. 6 home runs, 17 runs batted in, a 1.027 OPS. Like, that's not bad for a guy that you got for cheap.
Yeah,
Benintendi's been fine too. Like, they really do have, an underrated lineup for sure.
they do, and they also have a GM who seemingly wants to make the team better. Um, and that's good because there's a lot of GMs that don't want to do that in the offseason. So I don't know. I'm trying to think if there's another big surprise team of that ilk. I guess you want to touch on one that you told me about before the pod?
Um, Crap, you got to
The
remember.
ones
Are you
that
talking about
play in the nation's capital.
the Washington Nationals? That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you're enjoying the fruits of Dalen Lyle's labor right now for sure. That guy is he's a dog.
Did you enjoy the fruits of Nathan Eovaldi's labor yesterday?
That was so sick. Especially, yeah, what's his name? Jalen Beeks coming in and allowing a home run.
Yeah, that's
That was
fun. That's
enjoyable.
always fun.
The Nats are nice. They got a lot of solid, again, young talent. I mean, we could talk about the James Woods of the world, the CJ Abramses of the world, even Luis Garcia Jr., but kind of the same thing with the White Sox a little bit. You have guys, whether it's, Jacob Young or these like high prospects that, Dylan Cruz in AAA that they could just bring up whenever they want. Um, Definitely a big sort of, I guess, strength of their organization right now is that they do have a lot of young players. Even the fact that Curtis Mead right now has 10 home runs. I won't say coming out of nowhere, but he was a guy that kind of was underwhelming, his first couple of years in the league. So I like what they're doing for the Nats. I mean, their pitching, especially their bullpen is a little shaky. Clayton Beater not always great, and I think they blew a game today to the Giants. But Foster Griffin, our dog, he's been solid, 7-2, 3.46 ERA. Cade Cavalli, 3.88 ERA right now. Brad
And
Lord's been
then
solid.
yeah, and then after that they do the opener and the bulk strategy a lot. Them and the White Sox actually. So both younger managers, something to that, I think. I don't know. I think like I look at the Padres and they're in the swoon that they've been on, and I'm like, I know they don't score a lot of runs, but I'm just like, why don't the Padres try an opener on one of these days where one of their worst pitchers is pitching and see if it just like does something good for them?
I agree. I agree. You know what they should do? They should do an opener and a little Lucas Giolito bulk.
Oh, you're
Because
just trying to save a start in fantasy baseball, are you?
no, but genuinely, I think that would work because Mans can't even get into the fifth inning.
Can
So
you can you explain why that's happening? Why is he not going deeper?
because he's throwing balls, he can't throw strikes. I mean,
Okay.
he had 5 walks last game. His walk rate is insane. He doesn't throw strikes. He gets in. He might get to 2 strikes, but he doesn't have a put away pitch. His changeup's not that good. And his fastball is only like 91, 92. So
I've been through pitchers like that. Yeah, the pitchers without an out pitch. Oh man, they're a fun ride in fantasy.
oh, so sick. But yeah, that there might be something to that.
Yeah.
I guess on the flip side, a surprise team in a bad way, a team that you're kind of surprised is playing as poorly as they are. I don't know if anyone comes to mind just yet, but
I think it's Houston. I expected them to be a little bit better. They always start slow, but uh, maybe I'll eat my words again come September, and maybe they'll just get to their 87 wins that they always get to. But um, yeah, I think it'd be the Astros. They're pretty underwhelming right now.
yeah, and part of it too is just they've been hurt. I mean, you even look at their starting rotation; a lot of their guys have been hurt or even just
Uh-huh.
underwhelming. Like Imai has been better as of late, but to start the year he was bad and he was hurt. Christian Javier is hurt. I mean, Josh Hader just came back, so
Hunter Brown.
yeah, Hunter Brown, exactly. So they're putting out guys like Peter Lambert out in the rotation. So.
I don't want to know what he's doing right now. Don't tell me.
No, I got you. I got you. But yeah, I mean Spencer Arrighetti. I mean he's hurt, but he's been a solid piece. But yeah, Mike Burrows. That was. We'll get to that in a little
We were high on Mikey Burrows.
bit. We
You said
definitely.
he'd finish as a top 25 starting pitcher.
That's all right. I did. I did. Hey, there's still time. There's still time. He could go on an absolute heater, but
I was high on Matt McClain too, so there's that.
that is true. Moving on, some Winterfell talk, fantasy talk. We had on our last pod Bulk Guy on the pod, which was a funny little crossover of Twitter and YouTube. Curious on your thoughts on the pod and the idea of bulking.
It was a good pod. He was a smart guy, and he offered some. nice insight, and he's very baseball savvy, clearly. And I liked that he clearly plays in a points league where you are trying to find loopholes like we are to get more points. The difference was just he doesn't have the transaction limit that we have, and seemingly can also add players the morning of the matchup where we have to add players the night before. But I do, even since he's talked to us, um, we've seen more people bulking in our league, so that's fun. I really haven't done much of it this year. I've maybe done it like one time, if that. But I'm not like anti doing it. I just feel like the days and transactions like haven't aligned for me to do it in the way I wanted to. I think I'm more hesitant than average to just throw like a bad pitcher out there, even if they're bulking. But yeah, it was good. It was a fun pod, very very informative and interesting, and that guy is clearly a smart fantasy guy.
Yeah, I agree. It was a lot of fun just to, I see that guy tweet all the time, so I'm like, oh, don't meet your heroes, but it was kind of one of those moments of like, damn, this is so sick. I'm able to talk to this guy that, gives us like good information all the time. Yeah, I've been
Wait,
seeing
question. Sorry. I do we know like was that him like revealing his identity to the world, or is there evidence that he had like revealed it before?
I actually don't know. Yeah, do we out bull guy?
I mean, obviously he was willing to do it, but he kind of said he's like, "Oh, in my league, I didn't want other people to know that it was me doing this." Like I'm like, but now they know who it is, but that's only his league. I don't know. It's pretty funny.
Actually, I'm sorry. No, I forgot. I had talked to him about that before the pod, and he had actually told me he was on like Fantasy Today on Sirius XM. Like
Oh,
apparently they
cool.
had him on there. I mean, obviously
Cool.
not video, but yeah, he told me that was like the highlight of his Twitter career or whatever.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, right.
Speaking of the bulk, yeah, I noticed even Al got in on the bulk by adding Eric Fetty the other day, which I was kind of surprised. I didn't
And
realize he.
Marlins guy. Did he have the Marlins guy pitch today too?
I'm not sure.
Phillips?
Maybe. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe that's what it was.
Yeah, I think he got two of them.
You got the BOGO, the Bolgo.
I feel like that's so not an Alec thing to do because he's so like pro don't pick up bad players. But it's a point getter, or it can be.
I agree. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised as well. I mean, Phillips didn't go today,
Oh,
but they're
okay.
saying he might go tomorrow. Or
Okay.
Phillips is slated to start Thursday's game against the Diamondbacks in Miami.
Okay, got it.
So I guess we will see. Yeah, we got burned by the bulk this week, as Nick and I know quite well. Wilbur Dotel with a negative 23 to the face. That was fun.
Yeah, yeah. I will let everybody know that Keith pulled the plug on the matchup and threw in the towel on Tuesday. I'm like, I know you don't have a lot of points. We're so far from the matchup being over.
We will see. We will see. We did pick up you and Merrick Houston today, which I think we would probably pick them up on Sunday regardless. But
Yep. Yep. I love a Saturday night minors guy claim.
it's a time-honored tradition.
It is.
The rule change that came this week, much debate, and was inspired by the Jacob Gonzalez claim. I know you were, I believe, one of I don't know how many votes that were no on this new rule
Just me.
change. Yeah, curious on your stance on this new minors claim thing.
Um, I don't think that I'm so against the way that it passed, like the amendment that Alec made, where the player basically has to clear waivers for the original dropper to pick the guy back up and put him in his minors. But the way that Joey was explaining it, I am against that. And it's pretty funny that Joey actually voted against himself and then had to change his vote um, to the third option or whatever to get it to pass. The reason I was against it was because I'm less in favor of these rules that uh, make it so you can hoard players on your roster. I think like this is me personally, and obviously the people of the league can do the talking, but me personally, I think we've gone like a smidge too far with like how many roster spots we have And I think we have like so many minor slots. And when people say like, I don't have room for them, I can't drop any of my minors, guys. It's like, I promise you can. We have 26 of them. Like they're not all good. Um, that was just my thinking. And I think that there should actually be penalties to promoting a guy early or, getting rid of a guy and getting him back or whatever. But that said, like I'm not like upset that it passed and I'm happy to participate in the rule if that's what people want.
Yeah, I agree. I think and that's definitely like the risk. So that's why I think Al's amendment was a good one, is because all right, you're gonna drop a guy and try and reclaim him, and not that they're skirting the rules per se, but it's like you want to get a little clever and try and re-add him into the minors bank, so to speak. Well, give us a chance to claim him. Which yeah, he was gonna drop Gonzalez, but then I told him, well, I wanted him, and he's like, well, now I gotta keep him because I made such a stink about the rules. So um, yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's plenty of guys we've had, and we just added Torres back today, Brian Torres, or the other day. Um,
Right. He's the embodiment of the new rule, right?
exactly,
Okay.
exactly. And so that's the thing for us. Like, I would love to drop Didier Fuentes and add him back. He's really valuable, so we'd probably have to pay like maybe a decent penny to get him back. But it's like these moments where you're like, all right, I'm gonna bring him up because it seems like he might be a starter, and then he doesn't do that well, and you're like, well, shit, I guess I'll keep him on the team because he's like a reliever, but he's not that valuable, but he's too valuable to drop, and so this is kind of that workaround a little bit.
Yeah, that's a guy that is you're in a bind with for sure.
Right. So we will see. All right. Final topic of Winterfell, at least for this stuff, is this month is Mental Health Awareness Month for men's mental health awareness. That is mental health and fantasy. Curious on your thoughts on the topic. Uh, I'll just let you take it away.
Sure. I'll make a couple points. Firstly, mental health and like our Dynasty League don't really coexist. It's like the main source of one of the main sources of my stress day to day and my inability to relax on a daily basis. And I think it's like hard to get them to coexist, but it's good to have boundaries with yourself and try to care for yourself in a league where you have to pay attention to games every day for 6 months and the head-to-head format, which is not always forgiving. Um, the other point I will make on a more serious note is uh, it is Mental Health Awareness Month. Look out for your friends, check in on them, see how they're doing. Try to be there for people and be kind to people, even in your league. A lot of the shit talk is all in good fun, but I think that you should also care for one another and try to big each other up once in a while too, and have a good attitude with each other. And you never know what someone's going through, so try to be kind as best as you can.
Yeah, I agree. Well said. As obviously a future therapist, yeah, couldn't echo those sentiments more. I know we've talked about this on the pod before with Noah as well, just the importance of being kind. And my whole thing is for every roast, have a compliment.
Sure.
Like if you're gonna like text somebody to roast their team or be an asshole, then like at least say something nice about the squad to start. If there's an imbalance of like roasts to compliments, like it's gonna feel bad. So
Yeah.
and I hope, the same thing we've talked about before as well, just like being courteous when it comes to, like being a prompt responder and not leaving somebody hanging, but also at the same time being understanding too, if like, people have kids or people have jobs or, something's going on in their personal life, somebody died, things like that to, also, be understanding and cool when it comes to that. And yeah, and to check in outside of fantasy, like not just have a relationship because we're in the same league, but just like, hey, how are you doing as a person? So
Yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely courteous of people's lives, but I'm not courteous of people's jobs. Ain't no jobs allowed in this fantasy league. This is our job.
that's right. That's right. All right, moving on here. We got the official new power rankings
Oh,
here on the pod. I didn't have time to make the cool font, so apologies on that. But Nick Beach, number one in the league right now. Then we got number two, Bouchard. We got three, Travis. T-Flow at the four spot. We got
Wow.
Tyler at five, Zane at six, the Bahds at seven, Joey eight, Tommy nine, Mark 10, Nate 11, and Noah at 12. So no surprise you're number one. You got the best record. Um, Obviously, you're beating us right now, so we can't put anyone else above you. But yeah, curious on your thoughts on the power rankings. Anything you would change?
Um, Good question. I didn't think you would put me at the top, to be frank. I thought you would still put Alec at the top, just given how many points his team has. But uh not to pile on you, Nate, but you having Nate at 11 now that the season is a little further in when everyone was questioning how high you had him after his fast start is seems to be a bit of poetic justice. The rest, let me take a look here. Um, it's really hard to gauge. I'm sure you have some like struggle making this power rankings lately because all these teams are so like close together, so it seems. I do like Tiflo's team a lot. He unfortunately has the uphill battle of he started 1-6, which is and he's kind of working his way right now. I don't know what to do with Zane's team. I think that it's quite possibly a lost season for Zane. I think it would be like a really spectacular feat for him to make the playoffs, and maybe he will. I'm pretty okay with the rest of it. I'm like you. I would have Joey not in the top six. Yeah, I'm good with where Tyler is. Yeah, I'm pretty okay with it. I would just have Alec number one still.
Right, right. Yeah, the only reason I had him at two is just mainly just because of the record. Like you guys went to head, you went head to head, and
Yeah,
it was you who pulled it out. And I
yeah,
think
yeah.
you've made some solid moves, unfortunately, as of late. Getting Alex Lang when we probably could have got that, but hey, shout out to you for making the claim.
I don't want to talk about Alex Lang. I don't know if he lost his game yet, so I'm good right now. But he's been good in safe chances.
Yeah, yeah. And it's just one of those like things, I think early on we talked about it a lot was, oh, like we got to get these closers, we got to get these closers. And, then we kind of like steered away from that because we got burned so often by the Jordan Romano experience that we're like, all right, maybe now we're on the bulk, maybe that's what we're doing. But
Yeah, and I think that there's push pull with that. Like I think you got Paul Sewald, and that was good. That was useful for you. I think the reason why I added Lang and maybe it won't last or whatever is he got two consecutive chances and he converted two consecutive chances, which you can't say about these like relievers on the waiver wire all the time.
right,
Like Mark getting Brian Baker was like such a good pickup early in the year when weird stuff was happening with the Rays bullpen. And it's just like they would go back to Baker and he kept converting. So it's just like, okay, that's evidently a smart pickup. And I'm not really sure why I was sleeping on that one. But yeah, it's like whether it's before the season starts or whether it's in late March or early April or whether it's a little later in the season, I have like made it my goal to hit on at least one closer ad per year. And maybe that's Alex Lang for me this year. So yeah, that's oh well, I guess I got Louis Varland as well, but that was like a different circumstance.
yeah, no, that was nice. That was, and he's well, yeah, because it was a little switcheroo,
Yeah.
little handcuff because of Jeff Hoffman.
Yeah, exactly. Like I just kept watching Hoffman blow saves and pitch bad, and I'm just like, they won't take him out of the role because Schneider is stubborn, but I know that Varland is better, so I'm just gonna do this now.
Right. Moving on, it's been halfway through the season, which honestly seems kind of crazy, but I love it nevertheless. It's time now for the Halvesies Awards. Cue music in the background, whatever that may be. Where's Kramer to fill the seat? We got five categories for the halvesies. We got the bot of the year, the bum of the year, the claim of the year, the drop of the year, and the surprise of the year. So just going through this real quick. The bot, obviously, your favorite player on your team. The bum, your least favorite player. The claim, the one claim you were most proud of making. The drop, could be either, a claim you liked or a drop you like, thank God this guy's not on my team, or maybe one that you regret. And then kind of the surprise of the year. This could be for any player in the league or even just your own of like a guy that you're like, where the hell did this guy come from? So, first, Nick, I'll start with the bot of the year for you.
So I thought about this one earlier today, and I think that had he not pitched in Las Vegas this week, my bot of the year would have been Kyle Harrison.
Hmm.
Because that was like a preseason pickup for me, and he's been really, really good. But then he had the 8 earned in Las Vegas. So I'll just put Harrison on the shelf for now. Still pleased with his output, but my bot of the year is a guy I've actually owned for a long time and who I've watched like steadily improve as these last 3 years have gone on to the point where I just like trust him as much as any of my hitters, and that guy is Bryce Terang.
He was a dog the other night. I mean, he's just so solid.
He's so hard to get out. I love watching guys like that. Like he gets on base a lot. He doesn't strike out a ton. He's really good at just like getting clutch base hits when there's runners on. He's at the top of the lineup for a good team. It's like everything I want out of a starter. And like people have made fun of me for doing this before, but I have a thing in my head where if you're like the better player, like say I have multiple second basemen, but Tarang's the better player, he gets my second base slot. Like he doesn't have to go in the middle
Mm.
infield slot. And I've like never considered moving Tarang out of my second base slot in the 3 years that I've owned him. And that's like such a mark of positivity for me.
Love it, love it. I will for my bot of the year, it's a guy, initially wasn't sure what he'd become if he would have a sophomore slump, but he's gotten even higher. He's hurt right now, but he's always been a bod. That's Drake Baldwin, our bod of the year. A guy that's just so much fun to watch. He is a catcher, so he gives us catcher eligibility, but he also DHs, unfortunately on the IL since mid-May, unfortunately. But the dude is just so solid. He might K here or there, but he always follows it up with a hit. He scores runs, he gets RBIs, he hits homers. I love Drake Baldwin. I might even get a Baldwin jersey at this point. I'm not gonna lie.
Nice. I was hoping you'd pick him, even though he was hurt. I know he's your guy.
Love him. But the guy that maybe we don't love, curious on the bum of the year for Team Nick.
I have a timely one, actually. I was thinking about this. I'm like, who's this going to be? And my bum of the year is one Framber Valdez.
Hmm.
Um, he is such a pain to watch, and it's like every other start, he's bad now. And he had that weird suspension after he had his 7 earned against the Red Sox, and he's not really getting strikeouts anymore. And I think I actually told you last season that Framber was one of my like favorite players I've ever owned in fantasy because he had like such a long stretch of being so consistent. It was from like mid-May or like late May all the way till August probably. So it was like
Right.
3 months of him just getting like 17 to 25 every start. And the Astros were good at the time too. And then I feel like as soon as I told you that, he's been bad. And he like ended the year poorly last year. He like lost control of his curveball, which is his out pitch. He's walking a lot of guys. The Tigers aren't very good. And I don't know. I just like, a few years ago drafted Framber to be one of my top couple pitchers, and he was for a while there. And now he makes a ton of money on the Tigers and he kind of stinks and I don't like watching him and he pitched bad again today. So he's my bum of the year. He's for sale. If someone wants to buy low, come get him. He's yours.
Yeah, it's been a tough year, I think, for a lot of like really solid starters who have had a track record for sure. Uh, if he was on our squad, I would still say this guy, which would be Aaron Nola, but I can't
Okay.
because we traded his arse. Instead, our bum of the year. This might be a little harsh, given that he still averages like a decent chunk. But I'm gonna say our bum of the year is Yul Grant Holmes.
Okay.
Um, Again, he is in the positive. He's a guy that, again, right now averaging 9.1 points per game. He doesn't, let's see, you go through his games, he's gotten literally one negative the entire year, which was -1. So yeah, this guy's not going to get negative a lot, mainly because the Braves score a ton of runs and they get him out of, decisions. But Grant Holmes is such a bum. He is so infuriating to watch, just knowing his potential. I mean, this is a guy that has a strikeout ability. He's got nasty stuff, but and through the first 3 innings, he looks like the most dominant player in the league. gets at least like he goes perfect almost all the time. And then he hits the fourth inning, and then he hits the fifth inning, and he looks absolutely lost out there. He can't hit the strike zone. And I mean, the amount of times, I mean, we lost our matchup to Nate, a matchup we probably should have won because he went 4 2/3 through 81 pitches and got lifted in the fifth inning and cost us a potential win. So this is a guy who's a bum, and yeah, we can't drop him because he's not bum enough. But that's the issue. Is like he's too good to drop, but he's not good enough to keep, and that's why he's our bum.
Yeah, yeah, those guys are infuriating that average in that like 8 to 9 range and like don't get negative because they're on a good enough team. It's like, all right, you're good enough for me to keep you, but you're never fun to start. So it's just like I'm kind of stuck with you. I've owned guys like that too. But yeah, that's a good pick. I like that one.
Very frustrating. Before we get to the claim of the year, curious what this jersey you're wearing is. I know it's World Cup time, so yeah, I'm curious. What is this?
That's why I wore it. It's an Inter Milan jersey. It's Roberto Baggio. He's a player from the 90s, and I wore it because the World Cup starts tomorrow, but no Italy in the World Cup.
That's right. They've had enough success already, I guess.
Yeah.
Shout out. They were in the final, right? I feel like 2000. What was it?
They won the World Cup.
Oh, they
They've
did.
like
Okay.
barely made it back since.
Damn, that's funny. The claim of the year, though, moving back to baseball. I feel like I already have who it is in your head, but let's hear what you have to say.
Yeah, we kind of talked about this. I think my claim of the year has to be Louis Varland, right?
Oh, I was thinking someone else, but keep
Were you
going.
thinking a hitter?
I was thinking ye old JJ Bleday, but maybe
Oh,
he's your
okay. I
surprise
actually
of the year.
didn't even think about Bleday. I'm like, he's been really good. I'm not like totally convinced it's real, but I was actually between Varland and Kyle Harrison, and I
Hmm.
went with Varland because I claimed him in season, and I claimed Kyle Harrison during spring training. And obviously he's been really good too, but I think Varland ending up as like one of the most valuable closers in the league when I had Jeff Hoffman instead is like such a game changer for my team, so he wins.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. I see you. For claim of the year for us, the first thought was maybe a little Paulie Seawald. But I think I got to go with the guy probably even more valuable just in terms of dynasty, which is yield Justin Robleski.
Ugh.
I know, but I hate having a Dodger on here, but I think he is our early claim of the year just because, I mean, he's 164 points right now, averaging just a little under 15 per game. I mean, he is fantasy wise our best pitcher, which is incredible that I'm even saying that. A former bod last year, a long relief guy who was awesome. Yeah, big fan, and that's he's just been getting points. I don't know how. I mean, he's literally gotten a game without a strikeout through 6 innings, but getting that run support's huge. His ERA is pretty good. 2.62, a 1.005 WHIP. I like J Dub for our team.
Yeah, I'm just frustrated because I wanted Robleski on my team and I actually claimed him 2 different times and just got like poor timing with like injuries and guys coming back and my pitching analysis sources were telling me in the preseason like Robleski is good. Just wait till this guy's in the Dodgers rotation. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm down. Like I'm down for a Dodgers pitcher who's gonna like win all of his starts. And yeah, then I like had to drop him once to get under the roster limit at the start of the year and then like instantly had an injury that like freed up a roster spot when I didn't need to drop him. So I like claimed him again. And then it turned out that he like wasn't going to start because the Dodgers didn't need a sixth guy yet. So I dropped him. And then when he was going to actually start for the first time, I like needed to spend money on him for a third different time. So I just like didn't allow myself to spend a lot. And then you got him. But yeah, I could really use him right now. He's good. He's like the type of guy where if he was on the Marlins, he's kind of meh, but on the Dodgers, he's like really valuable. So, I agree. He's a good guy to have.
You mentioned, having Robleski, which maybe he's your drop of the year. But yeah, definitely hurts when you got a guy, you don't think he's a guy, you drop him and then he becomes a guy. So who would be that person for you?
So you actually have both of my guys, which are Justin Robleski and Paul Sewald. I will go with Robleski as my drop of the year because I dropped Paul Sewald to get Kyle Harrison, which was a valuable transaction for me still. But I kept Yusei Kikuchi all through this process, only to drop him 2 starts in or whatever. So, um, the whatever should have dropped him of the year would have been him sooner, but you live and you learn.
That's true. Yeah, the should have kept that award, I guess you could say.
Yeah, Paul Sewald gets my should have kept that. Who's yours?
I hadn't thought about this one before we started, but I mean, hell, like
Well,
who?
who's your drop of the year? Who do you have for this category?
Um, I'd say the guy that I'm glad we don't have. That's how I viewed it. Is like the guy that I'm glad we got rid of. I'll also say that like the guy that we dropped that I didn't. Oh no, no, I'm sorry. Scratch everything I just said. The drop of the year is Spencer Steer. Let's be honest. Before
Oh,
before game one, thought, no, this guy's kind of washed. Like, we need, we have enough hitters. We don't need another hitter. And then we drop him, and then he's an absolute dog for Team Travis, and that was difficult, especially because he's got first base, second base, and outfield eligibility, averaging over two a game, 144 points. Just hit a homer against the Pods today. Um, that's our drop because that was a guy that we like. I mean, we drafted him in the seventh round for a reason, and the fact that we dropped him for like nothing was disappointing.
yeah, it's a shame because I didn't like love Spencer Sear or anything, but if he had had outfield eligibility in the preseason, I would have sauced you a random prospect for him, and he didn't. And these like eligibility rules have just like dictated so much of what I've had to do with my roster over the past few months, and now it's like players have mostly got eligibility, and it's made things easier. But I still have like one too many catchers slash utilities, which is like a good problem to have a lot of good hitters because all four of my guys there are pretty good. But yeah, it is crazy how like difficult it was for me to find an outfielder and resulted to having to give you Nathan Eovaldi to get one.
Right. Yeah, that's fair. Final category we got is the surprise of the year. So this is a guy that, kind of came out of nowhere. That you're like, damn, like I didn't realize this guy was a guy, and it's been nice. So who's a guy that's kind of been surprisingly good?
Um, I guess I'll just pick Blade for this one
Yeah.
because when I added him, he had kind of like just got called up by the Reds, and Blade's been a player in the majors for several years now. But he like didn't make the Reds, and I was like, that's not a great sign. And Noel V. Marte made the team instead, who ironically I have right now too. But I picked up Lede, and I was just like, okay, he's a hot hand. I need to fill outfield slots. Let's see what he does. And then he hit me like 4 home runs in the next week. I'm just like, oh, all right, this is fun. There's a number of guys on other teams too, but for me, it would be Blade. I'm trying to think of a good one on somebody else's team. Who's yours? And then come back to me.
Yeah, I got you. I'd say for me, it's probably Foster Griffin.
Hmm.
I mean, this is a guy right now who, again, another one of our top starters, 182 points. That's the best on our team. He's the top, whatever, he's 25 pitcher right now. Uh, I knew he was going to be like one of the better starters that we picked up on waivers. Like one of the KBO guys, we knew he was going to be probably the best. But for him to have the success he's had in the K rate, that's been most surprising. I mean, the guy's had, in his, since April 21st, X amount of double digit games. He's had four 20-point games since then as well. And I think part of the reason he's got so many points is because the Nats offense has been really good this year,
Yeah.
which has been nice. But yeah, Foster Griffin, that's our surprise. I knew I liked him, and I was kind of blowing smoke up his ass before the season started, but I'm like, wow, I was actually right on this one.
Yeah, I think something that you are good at that maybe some of the others in the league are less good at is you are willing to pick up guys who like aren't getting a lot of fantasy buzz because they like weren't a top prospect or they, came from the KBO or whatever it may be. Guys that like there's reason to believe that they're going to be useful, but it's like very murky and you're like way more willing to take chances on those guys and some of them hit and some of them don't. But yeah, obviously worked out with Foster Griffin.
I wanted to make an amendment earlier. I'd say like co-bum of the year is probably Lucas Giolito.
Okay.
Kind of like we were talking about earlier. And not even for just the fact, I'll talk about this trade until the cows come home, but it's not just the fact that Giolito is so bad right now. It's the fact that we traded Cam Schlittler, who is, the third best fantasy pitcher right now, and that just really hurts, even more than anything. And God, I mean, he didn't really necessarily go off against us for our matchup with Tiflo, but still, I mean, to give him up for Lucas Giolito, and we gave up Kalen Culpepper too, is that's a tough one to swallow.
Yeah, I wasn't like overly high on Schlittler at the time of the trade, and I don't know if anybody was to that extent. And obviously, he instantly became really good. But what I would have advised you against in that moment is just like if you're trying to compete at the deadline, like aim higher than Lucas Giolito. I know he was like useful at the time, and you say like he was a walking 20 piece, and to which I would say like, but he's Lucas Giolito. Like try
Yeah,
to get somebody better than that, you know?
that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. That's been the Habsies, folks. Now it's time for another edition of Start, Keep, Cut. So
Oh,
we
the
got
first
three
one
of
is
them
so
today.
funny.
We got three of them today. The first one, we got a bunch of third basemen, at least guys with third base eligibility. So for Nick, Manny Machado, Alex Bregman, Nick Gonzalez. Who you starting? Who you keeping? Who you cutting?
Um, wow. I don't like any of them. I'll start Alex Bregman. I hated that he signed with the Cubs. I don't like right-handed pull hitters at Wrigley with the wind. He was like so much more valuable in Houston and Fenway, two great parks for him. And he's been kind of meh this year, but um Manny's having a terrible year, but Nick Gonzalez does nothing for me. He's a flash in the pan. So start Bregman, keep Manny, cut Nick Gonzalez.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. Next one, we have a couple of high leverage relievers, not necessarily closers, but guys that can close, in timeout Suarez. Brian Baker, the candlestick maker, Riley O'Brien, and Robert Suarez. Who are you starting keeping and cutting?
Okay. Wait, can you give me your start keep cut for the first one?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. I guess I would start Bregman, and at this point, I think I'm gonna be keeping Gonzalez and cutting Machado.
Okay.
Just because he's been so terrible. Like
He's been bad, I agree, but I
I
don't
want to
know.
compete this year, and I think that's same thing with Toddy. Like I can't have Manny just like being bad right now. Like I got to get a guy who produces. And Nick Gonzalez, he's young. He's been solid this year. He gets on base. He doesn't hit for a lot of pop, but I like him. He's a former Aggie, New Mexico State. Shout out.
Yeah, he doesn't do a lot for me. Okay, the second one, I'm going to start Brian Baker, who I like. He seems to have taken the role on a team that's pretty good and like ran with it really well. The other two I'm a little torn on. I think that Suarez is a better pitcher than O'Brien, and I think he like signed that contract with the Braves of the idea that he would like be the closer in a year from now, which is weird for a guy in his mid 30s who has closing experience. Um, but I don't know if that's true. Like, I think the Braves are kind of like willing to spend more money, and Iglesias has been so good, they might just bring him back again. So I think I'm going to start Baker, keep Riley O'Brien, and cut Robert Suarez. But it's like close between those two.
Yeah, I agree. I think for me, I mean, Baker's been has been solid, but I view him more as a flash in the pan. So honestly, I would probably start O'Brien. I would keep Baker, and yeah, I would cut Suarez as well, just for the saves of it all. I know Riley O'Brien can be like a little bit more wild than Baker, but I like his like stuff a little bit better than Baker. He throws gas, and he's just like I don't know, a little bit more electric to watch. But Baker's good. Suarez, yeah, you can't really keep or start him just based on the fact that yeah, like Iglesias is there right now.
Yeah, I think that there's a tier of closer that like truly deserves like a start in a start keep cut in fantasy, and there's like not that many of them because as we've talked about, like closer turnover happens so frequently. There's not like a whole lot of guys that's like, oh, I must keep this guy for years and years. Like closers don't work like that, really.
Right. Final star keep cut. We got three guys on Joey's team. Mitch Keller, Matthew Liberatore, and Joey Cantillo. Do you want to just cut all of them? Like,
Yes. I unfortunately like would probably start these guys on my team. Yeah, I hate all of them. You will never, ever, ever convince me to trade for Mitch Keller. That guy sucks. I'm never convinced when he has a good four start stretch. You will never get me to acquire a career 4.3 or whatever ERA pitcher and tell me that he's good somehow. Don't care about Mitch Keller. Cut him 10 times out of 10. Um, uh, keep keep Joey Cantillo. He stinks too, but the Guardians are a fine team. And I'll start Matthew Liberatore, who's also not good. So yeah, Joey, don't ever try to give me these guys. They stink, and I hope they toil on your team.
Libby, a former bod back in the day. I probably would do. I'd probably start Libertor. I'd probably keep Keller, to be honest with you, because he goes long. I like that a little bit better. And
He's got
Cantillo,
job security. He's like one of those guys that's just like always in our lives, but isn't really good.
yeah, yeah. And Cantillo probably could just I don't. I think he's like a fringe starter for me, like in
Yeah,
just in terms of like actual baseball.
right.
He's got he's a former Padre prospect, but just I don't know. I don't like him enough.
What trade was he in? I don't remember.
Ooh, I want to say the Clevenger trade.
Probably. Did we make another trade with the Guardians? Hey, there
Let's
was one
see.
more.
There was. I want to say that was the Franmil trade.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, the Fran Mill trade.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
that
So
one was sad.
it was. Okay. Here's a trade. Padres send Joey Cantillo, Austin Hedges, Cal Quantrill, Josh Naylor, Gabriel Arias, and Owen Miller. Receives Mike Clevenger, Greg Allen, and a player to be named later.
Weird trade.
Yeah.
Josh Naylor ended up being the most useful player.
Yeah. I know, right? Shit. All right. That's been Start Keep Cut. Now our final segment is called Name That Padre. So we got 10 Padres from all time. Obviously, starting with the easy one, but yeah, we'll show you a picture of the Padre, and Nick, you have to guess who it is. Does it sound okay?
Sounds good. Should I start now?
Well, yeah. Well, hold. I guess first question would be how many do you think you're gonna get? And we got 10 of them. Obviously, yeah, this one is pretty easy, but how confident are you? What would you estimate you get?
I would say like I'd rate my Padres history knowledge like an 8. So I'm hopefully aiming for 8 or more.
Okay, okay, I got you. All right. And I will say you get three hints. So you get three hints to
Oh,
use.
okay.
So that'll help you a little bit if you
Nice. Okay, good to know.
yeah. Okay. All right. The first one. Name that Padre. Who's this guy?
This is Tony Gwynn.
That's right. Tony Gwynn, our dog. Mr. Padre. All right. Next one. Guy from the
This
90s.
is former MVP and jersey giveaway great Ken Caminetti.
That's right. That's right. King Caminiti. You're two for two. Bing bong. All right. This guy, more historic, was on the original San Diego Padres team in 1969.
Okay, see, I was actually gonna ask for a hint, and you gave it to me without me asking. So this guy is Nate Colbert or Nate Colbert, one of the all-time Padres home run leaders.
That's right. That's right. Had the record until Manny broke it back in the day. But yeah, this
Got
is
it.
Nate Colbert. Good job on that. All right. This guy only played for the Pods for a year.
You're just throwing me hints before I ask for him.
Sorry, sorry, sorry.
This is Kevin Brown from the '98 team.
That's right. That's right. Sorry. I'll just tell you today that Padre. But yeah, this guy played for the 98 squad, was third in Cy Young voting, a 8.6 WAR,
And then
two
he
three
signed
eight
with the
ERA.
Dodgers, right?
That's right. Then he played for the Dodgers and the
Yeah.
Yankees later in his career.
Nice.
So there you go. All right. Okay, so this guy on the right with Sammy Sosa.
Oh, you're giving me some good ones. This is another '98 Padre legend, 50 home run hitter, Greg Vaughn.
That's right. That's right. Greggy Vaughn. Shout out to him. All right. Another Padre great here.
Oh, this is a Padre from childhood. My grandma always joked that she had a crush on this guy, and this is Padres second baseman Mark Loretta.
That's right. That's right. Mark Loretta. You're whizzing through these. All right, now there's getting a little harder, a little bit further into childhood on this one.
This is mid 2010s Padres infielder and former first round pick Corey Spangenberg.
That's correct. Corey Spangenberg. Okay. Who is this guy?
Oh, I'm
Former
stumped. I'm
Padre
gonna use a
rookie.
hint.
Okay, okay. Sorry, give me a sec. I'll give you a hint. All right, this guy, he was a seventh round pick from Nova Southeastern by the Pods. He is currently 37 years old. His nickname is the Lizard King.
Am I allowed to have a years he was on the Padres?
Yes, he was on the Padres from 2012 when he debuted to 2013.
Okay. Is this, I'm not sure. I don't know what this guy looks like, but is this return from the Adrian Gonzalez trade member Casey Kelly?
It is not.
Oh, who is this?
Okay, I'll give you one more hint. I think you'll get this. This is a guy who is currently still pitching in Major League Baseball.
Oh,
Yeah.
is he a reliever nowadays?
This guy has relieved, but he's also started this year for his team.
Oh wow, I'm disappointed in myself for not knowing this.
He looks a little different without a certain facial feature.
Okay, so he must have a beard. He's 37 now. He was on the Padres in 2012 and 13.
Hmm.
Wow.
And he played, okay, another hint. He played foreign baseball.
I don't know. Who is this?
This is none other than Miles Michaelis.
Wow. Okay, I vaguely remember him being a Padre, but that does not look like Miles Michaelis at all.
Yeah. Yeah, without the stash, definitely does not look like him. But
All
yeah,
right, there's my first miss.
he was a Padre. All right. This is more childhood stuff. This is a guy who had an incredible debut in running the bigs. Who is this man?
These are the 2016 jerseys, a team that I was had a lot of fun with, even though they weren't very good. And this is Padres outfielder Jabari Blash.
That's correct. JB. All right. This is our last one. This is a more recent guy from let me pull. Yeah, more recent. I'll just give you that, and you can give
Well,
you.
he's got the blue jerseys still. Is this no, I feel like that's not what his face looked like. Oh, jeez. May I use a hint?
Yes. He played his only season in Major League Baseball, at least playing for the pros. Was in 2019. He hit the
Only
walk-off
season.
home run against the Diamondbacks, as you're seeing on the right side.
Ooh.
2019 Padre. Yeah.
So I first thought this guy, this is wrong, so this is not my guess. I first thought this guy was Adam Rosales, but I think that the Padres had him for several years and he was in the league longer. Um, oh man, this is not coming to me. Can I have the position that he played?
He okay. He played at least per baseball reference, third baseman, first baseman, shortstop. For the Padres, he played all three. So yeah, mainly an infielder. Most of his innings were played at first base.
First base, huh?
Yeah, but his career he played yeah, majority at third, at least in terms of his minor league playing days.
This guy was on the team in 19. I remember that 19 team. That's like when Tatis was a rookie. Wow, I can't come up with this guy. Do
You
I
want
get
me to
one
come?
more hint? I don't know.
Yeah. Do you want me to give you the teams he has played for, like in terms of his minor league teams? That might jog your memory.
Yeah.
Okay, so he was came up with the Cincinnati Reds. He then he played for the Seattle Mariners organization, left the Padres, and then played for the Baltimore Orioles.
Orioles. I got nothing. Who is this?
This is none other than Seth Mejias-Brean.
Yeah, would have never came up with that.
I remember this guy from back in 2019 because he was absolutely raking in El Paso. Had like 11 home runs, batting 316. I was like, oh, we got to bring this guy up, and then they brought him up, and he hit like a couple dingers, and then that was it.
Oh man, I was hoping for some other El Paso legends in this, like Brandon Dixon and Matt Batten.
I almost put Brian O'Grady, but I was like, that might be a little too gettable.
Brian O'Grady, I would not have got that. No way.
But yeah, that has been this edition of Name That Padre. I wanted to get some more easy ones. I didn't want to go too difficult.
Yeah, yeah, I got 8 of 10. I did good on the old timers.
Yeah, that's true. You did definitely. Yeah, for Nate Colbert, that was. Actually, I have another one I downloaded. Let me.
Yeah, sure. Give me a bonus one. Let me see if I can get the bonus one.
Here we go. Who is this Padre?
Oh, is this Robbie Erlin?
That's right, Robbie Earl.
Yeah. Yeah, he was on the team for a while, but was like Tommy John for like 2 years, I think, and then made his way back and was bad and then like was never seen again, I'm pretty sure.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, I looked at this guy. I was like, I have never seen this man in my life.
He's like a dying breed. Like I think he threw like 88. Like you would never see Robbie Erlin starting games in the league now.
Crazy. Okay, so we'll give you 9 out of 10 because you were able to get the bonus.
9 out of 11. Pretty
Or
good.
not, yeah. How'd you feel on that guessing those ones?
That was fun. That was fun. I could have like if Michaelis and Mejias-Brean were just like two other players of the same level of randomness, I could have ran the table, but I didn't. Like if you gave me like like a Tommy Medica or something like that, I would have got him.
I
Or
had
like
him downloaded, but I was like, ooh, I don't know. I don't know if he'll get him.
I was really hoping that was Casey Kelly. I was like, oh, this right-handed pitcher, like he's got to be a big deal for some reason. I'm like, he's wearing that jersey from those Adrian Gonzalez years. Casey Kelly was like one of the big pieces they got from the Red Sox in that trade.
I was having this conversation with Noah the other day of since the year 2000, like who would be like the most memorable Padres hitter? Like, is it Manny? Is it Toddy? Like, would it be Adrian Gonzalez? Like, will we remember him
I
like
would say it's
that?
Manny. I would
Yeah,
say Manny. Yeah.
gotcha. Gonzo, rest in peace. I mean, he's not dead, but like if only he stayed a Padre, like that would have been sick.
Yeah. Yeah. They didn't want
Long
to spend
time
money
ago.
back then.
I know. What a shame. All right, that's been this edition of the podcast. I guess before we go, Nick, and it's halfway through the season. Any final notes or anything from the commish on halfway through the year?
Thank you all, league mates, for your effort this season that you're putting into your teams and keeping the league competitive. Let's keep it going. The baseball season is long, it's every day. Keep with it. Don't get complacent. Even when football starts rolling around, stay with the baseball. Let's keep this thing going.
There you go. All right, folks. That's been the commish. This has been Keith. Appreciate you watching this edition of the podcast, and yeah, we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, Keith.